We are recording. Happy freaking January, y'all, 2021. Katie and I wanted to start off the new year with a bang. So, what better way than to get a motivational speaker who will literally light a fire under every single one of your tushes? So, Katie, do you have anything to say before we start? Because I saw that our guest is here
You
before I
said
announce her.
No, yeah. Get ready, y'all. Get ready. Get ready.
Yeah. Get your notebooks out, okay? Take some notes. I have mine. I'm sure Katie has hers. Like, I am ready for this. And
the chat box is up.
I bet you all of you guys know who she is. So I'm just going to go ahead and announce her because I saw that she popped on and I'm really excited. Kacia Fitzgerald. Does anyone follow her? Kacia, come on, girl. Speak to us.
What's up, you guys? Hi. I'm so excited. I'm like pumped up right now. So I hope you guys are ready to rock because I'm really, really excited to be here with you guys tonight. So how we doing?
We are awesome.
Yay. Awesome. Okay. Do you guys want me to just like get this party started or you let me know kind of the flow here?
Yeah. So we want you to bring it in hot for the new year. Okay. We want to talk about basically dreaming big, not limiting yourself, how to have the best year that you can have, and how you can kind of relate that to direct sales, being that you are a boss in that too. And so we are super excited.
Yay, you guys. Okay, I'm really excited to be here first and foremost. So my name's Kacia. If I don't know you yet, I am the host of Empower Her podcast, and I have a background in network marketing. So I actually built a network marketing business that's earned about $1.5 million. It's not my primary focus anymore, but I love network marketing. I think it's an amazing business model. You guys like have so much freaking opportunity at your fingertips right now. And literally building a network marketing business is what set me up to make all of these different pivots and has opened up so many doors for me. So I always get really excited to talk about this. And what I want to talk to you guys about is essentially setting yourself up to light a little fire under your booty, but also to stay consistent and stay after your goals, because that's the thing about this, right? Where you can get really, really pumped, drop in the chat if you're like, it's 2021, like, let's freaking go. You're just like in this mood right now. I want to see you guys drop in the chat if you're feeling fired up, because for me, I get hyped with a fresh new year. But what I really care about is not just having you get hyped to start the year, but we want to stay hyped, and we want to do it in a way that's manageable so we can stay consistent and put our reps in and build up confidence and get all these amazing things that you get from being part of a business like this, right? So I want to talk to you guys about 3 topic areas that I think are really helpful when you're setting new goals and wanting to get really excited, but also stay excited for the new year. So we're going to break it down into purpose, driven, and action. Okay. These are the 3 pillars that we're going to talk about tonight. So first and foremost, you guys have heard this before, but I really want to hit home with you on this. Purpose, which is like, why are you actually doing this? Right? Like, actually, why are you doing this? Why does this matter to you? Like, why are you here on this call live or watching this recording? Like, why do you care about this business? And don't just say because you want to help people and give us like the pageant layer answer, like, oh, I just want to impact people. I'm just really passionate about it. That's not going to keep you up. That's not going to keep you going after it, because guess what's going to happen? Your kids are going to get sick. Your in-laws are going to be in town. You're going to get a curveball. 2020 was the year of the curveball. You're going to have things that come up that mess with your flow. So how are you going to make sure that this is not the first thing that goes when life throws a curveball, right? When you know why you're actually doing this, like why this actually matters to you, I would encourage every single one of you guys to know that if right now on Instagram, someone slid into your DMs and they were like, Caitlin, Lindsay, Stacy, Sarah, they're like, I want to build a business with you. And I don't want to like, you know, the difference when some people are like, I want to build a business and they like say it, but then there's the people that like want to build a business and then they bring it and they actually back it up with action. You know those people. I hope you're one of those people, or you're bringing in some of those types of people. But this person slides into your DMs and they're like, I want to freaking do this with you. You've got to know what is the problem that this person has that you are most excited to solve with the products that you have, right? With the community that you have, with the opportunity that you have, with the way that you can help them build another income stream. Like, what is the problem that you are most excited to solve? solve. That's part of why you're doing this. That's part of the purpose, right? You got to figure out who you're here for, because when you know who you're here for, that's going to keep you showing up, give you that stay power, right? Like actually visualizing that person. And when we go really broad, it seems like that would be helpful, but I think it's really just important to like think about the person that you are going to get the most hyped about, the problem that they're going to tell you in your DMs. Okay. So think about that person. That's part of why you're actually here. But then also, I really want you to ask yourself some questions like, why does it actually matter to you that you accomplish your goal that you have in this business? Whether that's a rank-based goal or an income-based goal, or maybe you want this to be your full-time job, or you want this to give you options. Like, why does this actually matter? And I would challenge you, and this works really well for me, so I hope this works well for you guys, is whenever I'm thinking about goals in general, it's like you think of this spectrum where it's like, who is going to be positively impacted if I go for this and I stay after it? Who's going to be negatively impacted if I don't? Because truthfully, I don't know about you. I'm actually curious. Drop in the chat. I am so much more afraid of regret than I am of failure. And really, we're not even afraid of failure. We're afraid of other people watching us fail and what they're going to think about us failing. But truly, I'm like, gosh, I don't want to get to the end with shoulda, woulda, couldas, wondering if I would have built this life that I loved, or if I would have just sat on the sidelines and wondered what if I would have gone for it, right? So all of those dreams and those goals that you have, those need to matter to you. They need to light a fire under your butt, because you're the one that's going to have to do the work that's going to get you there. So know why you're actually doing this, right? Know why you're here. And not because someone tells you that you should be. You don't have to have the same goals as your upline, as the person that started at the same time as you, right? You don't have to have the same goals as the other mom of two that you happen to be connected with because you're on this team. What's going to light you up and it's going to keep you going? So often in network marketing, it's like we get caught up in what we think that we should want, but you got to take it inwards, because that's actually what's going to keep you putting your reps in. When, Sally Sue 293 is like, oh, you have one of those network marketing businesses. Oh, you're like, I don't give a whatever. What Sally Sue 293 thinks, because I know why I'm here and I know who I'm here for. And I don't need to just show up for me, but I need to show up for everybody else that's going to benefit as a byproduct. I need to show up because I know what will happen if I don't. And I always would wonder what if. And I know that there is someone out there right now that needs to see you, the person that's on this call right now, that you're like, new year, who dis, I'm pumped. But inside you're still like, but I set this goal before, but like, I've gone for this and it didn't work out. And I said this before, but like, I want to get pumped. I want to be in with the team. I want to be pumped. To you. And you DM me after this, because I know there's going to be one of you, there's going to be a few of you on this, that you say that you want this goal. This time can be different if you decide that it's going to be different. If you decide that you're going to raise the necessity to actually really think about why this matters to you, to tie this to someone that you love, that's going to care about how you show up for this business, because you're going to tell them why this actually matters to you. That person that you live with in the same house as you, maybe that's your significant other, maybe that's your kids, maybe that's your future kids, maybe you just want to be an example to your little sister, to your niece, whatever it is. Know that person, because we have this thing that works really well for our brains. It's called extension benefit. When we can think of someone else that can benefit as a byproduct of us doing this, we're going to show up for us, and then we're going to show up for them too. But this time can be different for you if you simply decide to raise the necessity to have it be different, right? And now, when you first say the reason why you want to do this, and you tell your significant other, because some of you, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm going to keep it real, okay? Is some of you right now, you are using the excuse, let's see if anyone will be honest about this. Raise your hand or drop in the chat if you are using the excuse, I would blow this business up, but my significant other doesn't get it. My sister's not supportive. My mom isn't supportive of me. I'm worried what other people think on Instagram about me showing up and talking about this business, right? Raise your hand if that's you. Be real. Oh, so all of you are just going to crush it? Raise your hands. Drop in the chat. Okay, cool. So here's the thing. You guys have to remember that it is your responsibility always to believe in you, right? And to make sure that you're the one that's showing up clapping for yourself, because it's your job to do that. But at the same time, there are some of you right now that if you had a conversation with someone that you love, like your significant other, and you actually told them why this business matters to you, and you actually loop them in on the big vision of where you see this going or how this is going to impact your family or your future family, and you actually told them why, they're going to give you so much more support than you realize, right? But some of you are giving them the, well, like it's fun. I want to help people. You're giving them that pageant answer. We need the juicy thing, right? So they can actually know, so they can help support you. And then they can actually be informed of what support actually looks like. They need to know what support actually looks like. Does that mean that they watch the kids while you're on calls like this and that you can tell them what your schedule is going to look like? Did they know that they're part of the vision of why you're actually doing this? That you see how your date nights are going to look a little bit different if you're building this business, or you see the opportunities for your kids if you show up for this, right? You got to know what that is. And then here's the thing. So we're talking about purpose, driven, and action, because I want you guys to think about this framework when you're setting goals. Purpose, like what's the what and the why, like really getting to the why, okay? Driven is how are you going to actually set up the infrastructure in your life and in your mindset and in the environment that you're curating around you to actually stay the course, to stay after it, okay? So what I think is really important is thinking back even to the past. Like maybe you have set goals in your life before and you've crushed those goals. So thinking back to the past of like, what worked for me in the past that I could repeat in this environment, okay? Like what historically has maybe gotten you off track that you can be proactively prepared for? The last time that you went for this goal or you pushed for this thing and it didn't work out, what did you learn from that? Because so often we look at these, these stumbles along the way, or the times that we've said that we were going to do something and we didn't follow through. And those can be really like crushing for your confidence. But what I want you to think about is, what did I actually learn from that can be proactively implemented so I can crush it this time, right? So for example, say in the past, you called your shot on a goal that you had, but you didn't actually get the accountability that you need. Right? Or you played along with the idea that you were pumped up, but inside you were really scared, right? What if this is the time that you get more support around why you're actually pushing towards this? What if this is the time that you decide, you know what? I'm going to do this different. I'm going to set up an environment that actually serves me. I'm going to ask for help because I value this business and I value showing up for this because I know that this is going to give me options in the future. Like I'm excited about that. What if you set up the infrastructure of your life to be different so it's more conducive to you actually staying the course? What if this is the time that instead of waiting for the 2-hour block of time to actually work on your business, you take inventory on your day and you're like, boom, 20 minutes there, boom, 20 minutes there. And you find those little pockets that you can actually build this so that you can do the thing that's so freaking powerful in a business like this, which is build your dang confidence, right? How do you actually build confidence? You keep a promise to yourself, right? You got to find ways along the way to keep a promise to yourself so that you can stay driven. And the way that you actually set up the environment for you is like, you got to figure out how you're going to fill your cup, right? You got to figure out how to make your health a priority. You've got to figure out a way to unplug so you're not constantly plugged into your phone. I built a really successful network marketing business and I had unplugged time and I had date night and I was able to do the things that I wanted to do because I was really damn intentional with my time. And you can do that too, right? So important when you're mapping out your schedule that like, it's actually kind of easy to sit down and make a schedule. Like everybody's good at making a schedule, especially in January. We crush it at making goals and schedules. The problem is like, how am I actually going to stay with it? Right? What about if you asked yourself, how can this be more fun? Right? For all of you like type A's, like, do you guys know Enneagram? Raise your hand or drop in the chat if you know Enneagram. If you have not taken the Enneagram test, it's a personality test. You guys need to take it. It's going to change your life. Just warning. Like it's the best personality test. Okay. So take the Enneagram test. But for those of you that are type A structured, where you're like, this is my goal. I'm going to crush it. Blinders on. Blah, blah. I don't give an F what other people think about me. That's awesome if that works for you. But truth be told, you're going to have moments where you doubt yourself. You're going to have moments where you want to throw in the towel, right? Even the strongest leaders and the most excited, pumped up people in this business, they have those moments too. It's called being a human. Welcome to the club. There's literally 7 billion of us, okay? So how are you going to keep your mindset in check? Have you thought about the ways that you can take this energy and this hyped, but make personal growth and your mindset growth a priority? Make moving your body a priority. Make unplugging a priority so that you're setting up an environment that's conducive to get you where you want to go. That's how you're going to stay driven. So purpose is the what and the why. Driven is around like the infrastructure of your life, of how you're actually going to set up an environment to serve you to get you where you want to go. And then let's be real about action. Action is the third component, which is literally doing the damn thing. Even on the days that you don't feel like it, even on the days when you're doubting yourself, figuring out a way to stay consistent and stay after it because you care about these dreams and these goals. Right? When we tack that back into why you're actually doing this, I want you to think about this. How good could it get if you actually went after it? Right? Drop in the chat what some of your goals are. I want to hear what some of your goals are that you guys are working for in this business. And I don't mean the rank-based goals. I mean how this is actually going to impact you. Think about how amazing it is that you have an opportunity in front of you that you can create whatever you want in your life based off of the amount of work that you want to put into this, right? But it's going to require that you're taking action. It's going to require that you tap into staying in your own lane, but also leaning into this community, right? Like you guys have an awesome team. You have a community here of people that are going to hype you up that I guarantee you, if you go into your team pages and you're like, hey, okay, I'm struggling. Who can pump me up? I'm going to keep it real. Who's with me in this? Like, let's talk about this. Let's support each other. This is what this is about, you guys. Don't struggle alone because every single person is going to have those ups and downs. So how can you make this more exciting for you? How can you make this more fun? How can you keep showing up? How can you remind yourself that every single day you've got an opportunity, right? Which is a lot. I'm looking at your guys' goals in the chat. Okay, wow. Bringing your husband home from work, paying off your debt, going on vacation, starting a family. Oh my God, like literally. Okay, so many goals. I love this and they're amazing. And it's so important to think about where you want to go. But here's the thing, real talk. You've got space between where you are now and where you want to go. And it is so dang important that you're labeling that space as something that actually serves you, right? Because it's so easy to get caught up and being like, I'm pumped up right now, but holy crap, I have a really far way to get where I want to go. How many of you guys can connect with that where you're like, I see the dreams, I see the vision, but holy crap, I've got a long way until I get there, right? And if you think about that, that can be really discouraging, right? If you choose to label the space between where you are now and where you want to go as overwhelming and daunting and like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to freaking get there? This person canceled. This person doesn't want to do it. I thought this person was going to sign up. They didn't, like all the crap that happens. That's welcome to being an entrepreneur, right? That's just the world that we signed up for. But here's the thing to remember. You get a choice every single day to use your perspective to actually serve you, to label that space as opportunity for growth, to think about the person that you're going to become in pursuit of those goals. Think about how much better of a human being you can become when you push against some of the resistance that you're feeling and choose to step through it. I would never tell you to be fearless. I do not think that being fearless is a great idea because let's be real, all right? Maybe Allie is walking around in the forest and a bear comes to chase her, okay? I want Allie to be scared of that dang bear and run away from the bear. I want you to be scared sometimes because I want you to get the opportunity to feel proud of yourself as you move through that fear. And then you look back at the path that you took towards getting where you want to go as you're crushing these goals and you're moving forward and you're like, damn, look what I did. I did that. Give me something else. Let's freaking go, right? You're going to rob yourself of the opportunity to feel proud and excited if you don't set some goals, if you don't challenge yourself, that when there's big space that like, you know, when you set a goal and you're like, drop in the chat if this is any of you guys, you set a goal and you kind of want to like poop your pants or like pee yourself because you're like, if someone heard me say this, I don't know, like they're going to think that I'm crazy. I can't believe I said that out loud. Okay, I'm gonna vomit. Like there's a lot of things going on with my body. Like, holy crap, oh my God, I just called my shot. That's the type of goals I want you guys to have. And here's the cool thing about it. Your goals don't have to look like anybody else's, right? But while you're here, why not make it count? Right? Why not know that while you're here, you are the person that decided to take purpose-driven action. You are the person that decided to really figure out why you're doing this, not why somebody else is telling you to do it, but why you want to do it. You decide that you're going to tweak your environment. You're going to stay driven. You're going to build up an infrastructure that's conducive for your growth. You're going to get that accountability. You're not going to pretend that you have it all figured out. Drop in the chat if you are sick of carefully curated perfection, rainbows, butterflies, happy little unicorns coming out of people's butts all the time. Let's be the people that keep it real. The reason why network marketing has a bad stigma is when people pretend like it's always perfect. That's not reality. Be the person that shows up. Think of that woman that you're most excited to serve with this opportunity, right? Like when I asked you at the beginning, so someone slides into your DMs right after this call and they're like, all right, Molly, I told you I was creeping on you, girl. And now I want to build this business with you. I want to do this with you, right? And she tells you that. What is the problem that she has? How can you speak to those pain points? For me, when I started this business, first I was in a corporate job. I was working. How many of you guys raise your hand or drop in the chat if you're working a full-time job building this business on the side right now? Raise your hand or drop in the chat. Yeah. Okay. So most people. So here's the thing. I was building this business while working a full-time corporate job in project management. I had this like gut feeling that I wanted more, but I was like, what? What is that more? Right? Maybe you guys can connect with that where you're like, I don't know exactly what it is, but I know that I want more. Not meaning that being an entrepreneur is more than not being an entrepreneur, but I just wanted more fulfillment. I wanted more excitement. I wanted more impact. I wanted to feel like what I was doing was like impacting other people in a way that was going to change the course of their life too. Like I just wanted to feel like it mattered what I was doing. So I started this business, right? And it was on the side and I was full of a lot of doubt, but I was like, you know what? There's got to be a lot of women like me that are in the same situation as me, where for me, I had checked all the boxes. I went to college. I got a corporate job. I was working my way up the corporate ladder. I actually had a ton of career trajectory. I had a great income. I was not one of those people that had a really shitty boss, a really like crappy situation, back against the wall. That was not my story. I had a 6-figure salary in a corporate job with a ton of career trajectory. My last corporate job was working at Google full-time back in 2014. Okay. And I actually really liked it. But that gut feeling of wanting more, I was like, there's so many women that feel that way. I'm going to speak to those pain points. I'm going to speak to the woman that I would be most excited to serve. And that's going to keep me going. What does she feel like? She feels unsettled. She's like, is this it? Like, I'm happy. And then she also feels kind of guilty because she wants more. Drop in the chat if that's you, where you're like, but my life is pretty good, but I do want more. And sometimes I feel bad because other people have it worse than me. And like that whole dance, she feels that just like Rebecca does, right? So what are the pain points and what are the emotions that you're most excited to serve that person with? Because when you know that, buckle on up, girl, because then you're so driven to keep showing up, right? You're like, what do I need to do to set up my environment to help me, to help my family, to help that person that I know is going to be impacted if I go for this, but then also to show up for that woman that I know needs me. Even you, if you're feeling scared and you're sweating in all of the weird places, every single time that you invite someone to join you, you're like, I didn't even know I could sweat out of my toe. I'm sweating out of my toe. What's going on, right? Like you're freaking out. Why? Because you're new to this, right? Or maybe you haven't done it in a way where it's mattered this much to you. So you've raised the necessity to want to show up. You're going to dance through those moments of fear if you know why you're here, if you know who you're here for, and if you know who's going to positively be impacted if you go for it and who's going to be negatively impacted if you don't, and you always wonder what could have been, right? It is so freaking important that you guys remind yourself that it's your job to get your mindset in the right place, that it's your job to remind yourself that our brains are like computers. So whatever questions we ask, our brains are going to answer those questions, right? So think about it. A lot of you guys are going to connect with this. Think about when you say, ugh, why is this so hard? Why is no one signing up with me? Why did that social media post not hit? Why did that person cancel? I thought that person was going to sign up and they didn't. Why am I not good at this? Why do I insert all of the crappy questions? You know what's going to happen when you ask those crappy questions? You're going to get some really juicy, crappy answers. Ask yourself some better questions, girl. Why am I excited about this? Who am I excited to serve? How good could this get? How good could I get? How many people could I impact as a byproduct of me being willing to get out of my own damn way and do the thing that I feel called to do? Right? Ask those questions. That's how you're going to stay driven. That's how you're going to set up an environment that's conducive to getting you where you want to go. Right? And then here's the thing with action, you guys. When you're thinking about taking action, a lot of us go to that plan, that game plan. Pew, pew. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to send this amount. I'm going to connect to this amount of people. I'm going to do this. Like, you got this whole structure. How can you step out of doing it to get it done and do it to do it? Right? You know, there's a difference when you do something just to get it done, like, oh, got it done, checked it off my list, versus you're doing it because you're like, I'm here to do this. I'm here to do this because it matters to me. Right? That's a very different feeling than doing it to get it done. So you can just say that you checked it off. How can we get you into that state when you are actually taking action? And I think a lot of that is going to come from how much belief that you're pouring into yourself, which means, what are the statements that you're saying about your business right here, right now? What are the statements that you're saying about your business from 2020, right? These statements have to be things that are actually serving you, because your brain is going to go kick into confirmation bias, where it's going to look for all of the evidence to support that. So it's the questions that you're asking, but it's the thoughts that you're thinking. Are those I am statements actually serving you and helping you get where you want to go? Or are they holding you back? And when I say I am statements, are you saying, I'm not good at this, I'm not a high recruiter, I'm not someone who's a strong leader, I'm shy, I'm this? Are those statements working for you? Because if they're not, I'm going to challenge you to do this like little mindset Jedi trick, okay? Here's the thing that I don't love about affirmations. Is sometimes I feel like we go from feeling crappy about ourselves, and then we try and go to this like really crazy extreme, and our brains don't actually believe it, right? Like, you go from saying like, me, I feel like a busted can of biscuits. You know, like when you just like drank too much wine and you're just like, I'm a busted can of biscuits right now. You feel that way? Drop in the chat if you felt like a busted can of biscuits in the last like month or so. Okay, not anymore. New year, who dis? But like maybe in December, okay? All right, Sonia gets it. Courtney's been there. Okay, all right. So here's the thing. When you try and go from, this is a weird analogy, but you guys, if you know me, if we're connected on Instagram or through the podcast, you're probably not surprised. I'm just like squirreling all over the place here. Okay. You go from busted can of biscuits, and then you try and tell yourself that you're Beyonce. You're like, I'm a busted can of biscuits. And now like, oh my gosh, I'm a beautiful goddess. I'm Beyonce. I can do anything. That jump from busted can of biscuits to Beyonce is a really big jump. So what I would challenge you to do is move yourself from busted can of biscuits to a neutral thought, right? Like from I suck at this business to like, I'm a warrior, I can do anything. Let's move from I suck to a neutral thought, which is like, I'm working on this, right? Think about this like a car. This is a better analogy. You're going in reverse, saying all this negative crap to yourself. We need to pop you into neutral. Boop, pop you into neutral, okay? Think about this visually, right? Stick shifts are like such a thing of the past, but whatever. You're popping into neutral. You're like, okay, I'm going to think a statement that is showing that I'm actually growing. Then I can build from there, right? So saying things like, I suck at this business. I don't know why this is taking me so long. When am I ever going to get there? All that crap. We got to stop that. Then we just got to pop it into neutral. Okay, I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm putting my reps in. I'm getting better, right? And then that positive statement, think of it as moving it forward. Okay, I'm awesome at this. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to have more people join me, because I feel like I'm learning how to mentor. I feel like I'm learning how to do this. Like, I wonder how many people I can impact, right? Like, you're moving from that negative to the neutral to the positive, right? Popping. Yeah, I'm popping into neutral. Katie's doing it right now. Okay. Whatever you got to do to get your mindset and understand, it would be so strange if you always felt awesome about this. That would be really strange, right? Because remember, you're a human, not a robot. So you're going to have days where it doesn't feel fun to show up. How are you going to show up on those days? You're going to know why you're here. You're going to know how to prepare for your worst mode. Okay. So can you proactively, when you're thinking about this driven concept, right? Like, as you can see, I'm toggling here between purpose, driven, and action. When you're thinking about driven, how can I prepare for the worst possible days when I have no motivation? It's easy when you're hyped. It's easy when you're hyped. But what about when you don't have motivation? Can you have a plan that can help you get set up for success? Do you have a person on this team that you can connect with that you can say, okay, I'm struggling, knock me into place, girl, let's go, right? Can you post in a page and ask for help, right? Set yourself up for success on the days that you least feel like showing up, because it's a lot easier when you're pumped and it's a fresh year. New slate, what's up? 2021, this is my year, let's freaking go. But when those moments come where you doubt yourself or when you don't want to show up, I need you to keep showing up, because it's not about you anymore. Remember, it's about that woman that you're most excited to serve who would slide into your DMs and tell you that she's been watching you. All the creepers gonna creep in network marketing. Drop in the chat if you creeped on the person that you signed up with for a while before you joined. Where are the creepers creeping? The creepers creeping, drop them in the chat. I guarantee you, it's so funny. This happens. We're like, I asked this person to join me and she said no. I suck at this. But then it's like, girl, how long did it take you to watch the person that you signed up with, where you had to see this for a while, right? Stephanie's still creeping. Oh, all the creeps. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ashley creeped on Courtney hard. You guys are a bunch of creeps. I love it. Okay. Here's the thing to think about. I remember I creeped on my upline when I joined network marketing business. She asked me to join her, and then I creeped on her for a while, and then I thought maybe I'll do it, but I instantly said no. Okay. And a lot of you guys can probably connect with that. But here's the thing that's so powerful. When I think about this action category, a lot of things that we have to do in network marketing is actually invite people to join us, right? So when you think about action, what if you could disassociate the outcome and actually set yourself up for success over the things that you can actually control? You can control how many people you connect with. You can control how many people you reach out to. You can't control the outcome of what they actually say, right? But what if, because we're all about mindset here, what if your mindset was, I'm actually inviting people to join me simply because I'm planting the seed so they can now watch my content through the lens of somebody that's been invited, right? What if that's your purpose of inviting someone, right? They're just so that when they're creeping, like all of you guys that just dropped in the chat, so many of you guys are creepers. So let's just acknowledge that we all do this. It's 2021. We're getting extra creepy up in here. Okay. So if people are going to do it anyways, why don't you just disattach from the outcome of the invite? Could that make you less scared to do it? Your job is just to expose people to the opportunity, right? It's their decision whether or not they join, but what are they going to do when you invite them? They're going to head right on over to your Instagram stories and they're going to creep on over all over you, right? And they want to see if they can connect with you, which is where the mindset is so important, which is why knowing why you're doing this is so important, because it's going to be easy to not show up. It's all those things. What I love about network marketing is it's literally just built on these tiny little things that are so easy to do, but also so easy not to do, right? Like it's these tiny little daily habits of building up that consistency and then simultaneously building confidence. That's what matters, right? That's what's going to keep you showing up, is how can I stay consistent with those tiny little things that are easy to do, but are also easy not to do? How can I be the woman that does it, even when I don't feel like it? When you know why you're doing it, right? And I want to challenge you that when you're thinking about why this actually matters to you, and you're tapping into like who's going to benefit as a byproduct, who would miss out, or who could be negatively impacted if I don't, right? Who am I actually here for? I want you to peel this back layer by layer, from your surface layer reason to the reason that's actually going to make you emotional. I want you to dream bigger. And if you don't believe in yourself enough, borrow belief from someone who is excited about this business, right? You got a lot of people around you. Don't put yourself in an environment where you're going to just eat away at your own confidence. Set yourself up to build up confidence by giving yourself tiny little things that you can do to move the needle forward, to build up confidence, because then you don't give an F what negative Nancy, and Aunt Sally Sue says about your business. You're like, I'm not worried about it. And when you get the urge to go look at everybody else and tell yourself a story that's not serving you, like she has something that you don't. No, we clap for the people that are building a business like this, that are showing you what's possible. The people that are further along than you, they are literally showing you what's possible. Now we need to see you, someone with your exact situation, with your circumstances, with the fear that you have. Like you're scared to show up on Instagram stories. Great. You know who's going to connect with someone who's scared to show up on Instagram stories? Someone who's scared to show up on Instagram stories who's watching you. You're so qualified to do this because you're qualifying yourself in the process as you keep showing up, right? You don't have it all figured out yet. You don't know how to lead that team that you want. You don't know how to accomplish that big goal because you're literally putting your reps in every day to become that woman. I'm not the woman that can, accomplish all of my dreams. I wouldn't want my dreams, all my big dreams, I wouldn't want them today. While we live in an Amazon Prime instant gratification culture, when you really think about it, could you actually handle getting all of your dreams right now? Because I, for one, do not have the team set up. I do not have the mindset to handle my big dreams. I do not have the infrastructure in my life set up. I can't handle my big dreams yet, which makes me excited because along the way, I'm putting my reps in to build confidence. I'm qualifying myself for the next level. I'm not scared that I can't handle it because I'm not that woman yet. I'm chasing her. I'm like, oh, she's over there. I'm going to go get her, right? That is so important to remind yourself because when you're asking, how long is this going to take? Am I ever going to get there? Oh, this person got there faster than me. Why can't I do this? Is that helpful? Is that serving you? Because I just think you need to build this skill set now so you can handle that next level. Because if poof, a magic genie came and you got it right now, you wouldn't be able to handle it yet. You've got to navigate through this path first, right? You're doing so much better than you're giving yourself credit for. But I would also challenge you to think, am I leaving some in the tank? Do I have more? Because any day can be your line in the sand day. It doesn't have to be a squeaky clean January 1st. It can be a squeaky clean January 12th at 8:38 Eastern time, whatever, right? You can decide right here, right now that you're like, I know that I've got more in me. I know that I haven't had a real conversation with my significant other about why this matters to me. I know that I'm playing small. I know that I'm giving lip service to my goals, but I don't actually believe that I can do it yet. But I'm going to borrow belief from other people. I'm going to make my personal growth and my mindset a priority so that I can stay after. I'm going to make my mental health so important so that I can get really freaking excited about the woman that I'm becoming in pursuit of these goals rather than just waiting until I get there to feel proud. Right here, right now. Feel proud of the person that you are, that you're making time to be on this call or watch this recording because you care about your business. If you're here, why not make it count? Or you can always wonder what if. You could have a shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm not saying that your dream has to be that you build this business to a full-time income, right? This is giving you another stream of income. This is giving you another stream of fulfillment. This is giving you an opportunity to build confidence by being the woman who keeps promises to herself. That is going to affect every single aspect of your life. If you can build more confidence, if you can become this woman that you've always wanted to become, and this is a catalyst and some of the things that you're learning here are going to help you get there, that's amazing, right? I'm so proud of you without even having to know your story. I'm proud of you because here's the thing. This business is hard. And it's not hard because the business model is hard. It's hard because we're our own worst critics. We scrutinize ourselves. The perfectionism tendencies kick in for a lot of people where it's like, I just want to wait until this is perfect. It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to feel ready. You're never going to feel like you're qualified because that's not how this works, right? As you're putting your reps in, as you're showing up and doing those tiny little things that are easy to do, but are also easy not to do, that's how you're going to get yourself there, right? And I really think it's important that along the way, when you've got these big dreams and these big goals, I want to encourage you to ask yourself, and this was so important for me with building my business, how can I fall more in love with the process rather than what the process can produce? How can I fall more in love with the process rather than what the process could produce? You guys are a lot of note takers and I'm here for it. Okay. Like I think some pens are like, yeah, like your pens are like twerking right now. I'm excited. Here's the thing, because you're always going to have the process, because you're going to get to that next goal. And what I want for you so badly, this is, oh gosh, if I could jump through like my computer and just like give this to you guys. I want you to get to that next goal that you have. And then I want you to look back at the path that you took towards getting there and say, hell yes, let's go again. Right? And that will happen if you make the process more important than the end goal. If along the way, you find these tiny little things that you can celebrate. Because if you can celebrate even the things that feel really trivial, you guys, this is funny. I don't even know how many customers I had in my business. I have a large team, all this stuff. Every single time that I signed someone up, I swear to you on my grandma's life, I would get up and I would just like shake my booty around, like twerk, like I was winning the Super Bowl. Every time, you guys, for thousands of people, I did so much booty shaking. It was unreal. And people can say that's like weird, but it kept me in it because I was hyped, right? How can you get more hyped? How can you ask yourself better questions like, how can this be fun? Why do I love this so much, right? How can I get so excited about this? And how can I make the process more enjoyable than even the end goal, right? Because you'll get there. But I just want you to get there and look back and feel like the path was worth it. I don't want you to get there, look back and say, my relationships fell apart. My health fell apart. All of these things, like I jeopardized all of these things. You can do it all. I believe that you can do it all with intentional boundaries, with taking this framework of purpose, knowing why you're doing this, looping people in on your vision. Some of you right now after this call, you need to have a serious conversation with your significant other, if you live in the same household with them, and tell them why this actually matters to you and what support actually looks like. Some of you need to have a real talk conversation with your sister or your mom or one of your besties and tell them why this actually matters to you. Don't tell them you want to help people. Tell them why this actually matters to you. Then you know why you're doing this. You visualize that person that you're like, gosh, that woman that I'm here for, she has this problem and I want to help her solve this problem. She feels this way and I cannot wait to help her with this. You've got to figure out what that problem is that you're most excited to solve. And driven, you're going to remind yourself the thoughts that you're thinking are the only things that you can control, which means when you say these fancy affirmations, you got to remind yourself, you need to believe them. So if you need to start because you're in this negative space and you need to pop it into neutral before you move forward, then we're going to move you forward that way. Okay. You're going to ask yourself better questions and you're going to get better answers. And when those crappy questions pop up, which they will, because again, you are a human, not a damn robot, you're going to have those questions pop up. You're going to whack that question down like a whack-a-mole. Okay, you're just getting those questions out of here. We do not have time for crappy questions. We do not have time for statements that don't serve you. You're a grown-ass woman, which means you are in control of your thoughts, which are going to drive your behaviors and your actions. And you have too much damn potential to let yourself be the biggest obstacle of getting where you want to go, right? And if you don't believe in yourself, borrow belief from someone else. Make sure that you're tapping in to things that are going to lift you up and drowning out the noise of people who don't get it, right? It's not about the people that don't get it. It's about you and your one shot here. And I want you to make it count, right? And action, girl, you're doing the damn thing, because all of that time that you spend looking at other people, right? Wondering what they have that you don't, I'll tell you what they have. They're taking action while you're watching them take action. You go take that action, you're going to get there too in your perfect path with all of this obstacles and the roadblocks and the detours and the bumps in the road along the way that are qualifying you for this amazing journey that you're going to have. And I don't know how long you're going to build this business, but I can tell you, you're going to be a better person if you feel like you called your shot and you went for it, regardless of the outcome, right? Okay, I love you guys. If you guys have any questions or anything I can help with, you let me know. Why did I wear a beanie when I'm like sweating, you guys? I was going to rob a bank.
That was fire. Oh my God. I have literally 3 pages of notes. 3 freaking pages.
Yay. I love it. I'm so
Do y'all
excited.
have any questions for Kacia? Like, if you do, unmute yourself.
Of all the sticky notes, I'm putting it all over my office.
It's gonna be covered with sticky notes. I love it. Yay. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate you. And I'm so excited for you and just can't wait to see how this all flourishes. Connect with me on Instagram. Let me know.
Yes, thank you. And I'm going to share your Instagram handle with everyone on our team page so they can follow you if they're not already following you. So
cool. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful night. Kick some butt, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, y'all.
Great fire.
All I gotta say, I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. Okay.
No.
That was so freaking good. What do y'all think? Unmute yourselves. Talk. Okay. Pretty soon I'm gonna cry or dance around.
Amazing.
I love you. I think she said something so powerful. And I can say this from my personal journey. I've been doing this for 4 years. I remember when I first started being full of fire and just like all the time, go, 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 go. I couldn't wait to have sponsoring conversations. I couldn't wait to book parties. And I can say what she said is so true. Everybody gets to the place that you just don't want to do it anymore and that you're just tired and that it becomes monotonous. And I can say that about my business for the last 6 months. Even though I've sponsored and I have had high PRV, I have not had joy in my journey because it became a checklist. It became I didn't fall in love with the process. I fell out of love with the process. And what she said was so, so, so true. And she had the perfect wording for it when we talk about systems. I hate that word systems, but how do you work? And Ray's talked about that. I've talked about that, but she said it perfectly. Fall in love with the process. And then people are attracted to that. I mean, it's no secret. I mean, look, even before this pregnancy, I've gained a lot of weight in the last year and a half. The most unhealthiest I've ever been because I stopped having passion for life. I stopped having passion for life, and people notice that. People notice when are you for real right now? People notice when you're faking it, fake it till you make it, or if you're truly passionate about what you do. And it's easy to get in that hole of, God, I just need a sponsor this month, or God, I need to get my 2,000 in this month. And you fall out of love with why you do what you do.
Yeah. I took so many notes. I don't even know what my favorite part was.
I'm going to have to rewatch it because
I think she said to build your confidence, you have to keep the promises to yourself. That like really hit hard. And then the other thing that she said was your job is to expose them to the opportunity. Your job is not to say yes or no. So, does anyone want to unmute themselves and talk? Please join the club. Unmute yourself. Don't be shy, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ray.
Come on, Kelly.
Come on, girl.
I just wanted to say that my biggest takeaway was from this is like, don't be scared if you can't handle it yet. Like, there's a lot of things in my life that I don't think I can handle yet. Like, y'all, I'm a single mom. I'm a full-time student. Like, I'm working a co-op right now. I decided to take on a bachelor's degree after I finished this degree. And some days I'm just like, y'all, I want to just give up. I want to throw my hands up. But like, this business is a lifesaver for me. Like, it gives me the opportunity to make connections with different people, not just like my customers, but on this team, and like to have encouragement and encouraging other people and building them up just gives me satisfaction in my day. Like, I love my work. Even though I'm just drawing plans for a paper meal, but like, I love my work. But coming home and being able to get on these videos or like going live in my team or wherever and just being able to share, like, you can do this. You got this. You are special. You can make an impact. Makes an impact on my life, and it makes it easier for me to get through every single day. All right, that's all I got.
No, that was so good. Thank you for sharing, because I 100% agree. I think the best part is seeing this business hype other people up and get them excited and to watch their wins. And sometimes, like, after you've been in this business for a while, you lose sight of that. And I think it goes back to what Katie just said, that like you have to find the joy in it, and sometimes you have to switch it up to find that joy.
We'll open the lid also.
I really enjoyed when she said that you needed to put it in neutral, that your affirmations can't just go from one end of the spectrum to the other, because that was like life-changing, honestly, to hear that, because I've never thought about it that way.
You know, we talk about this a lot too, like when you're burned out, sponsoring somebody that's full of fire. Like when you sponsor somebody that's excited about this business, it lights a fire inside of you, and it reminds you of how powerful this business truly is. This can change lives. I know that for a fact, because I see so many of you guys up here, and I've watched it change your life, and I know it changed my life. That sometimes we get lost in the things that don't matter, and we lose sight of that, and we pour all of our energy into the things that do not matter, that we lose sight of the big picture of why you even pressed join to begin with, what your hopes were when you first started this to begin with. It's easy to do that over time.
Yep. And I think a lot of us too need to, how she said it was, peel back the layers and find the bigger reason. You know, your why is not to promote to director or to promote to SSE or whatever title you want to reach. That's part of the process, but it's not your ultimate why. And I'm not gonna lie, I got lost in that, because that used to be like, you know, before I hit SSD, that was a huge goal of mine. But looking back, like that wasn't my ultimate why of why I kept having sponsoring conversations, and why I kept aiming for 2,000 or more PRV, or why I was spending, you know, working full time and then coming home and spending hours in my office, packaging orders, making samples, doing whatever else I was doing. That the reason, it wasn't just to hit a promotion. It was deeper than that. And that's what it all revolves around, is why are you doing this? And I never thought of it like this, but the person who you need to support you, I've never thought of actually telling them how they can support me. Like, I need you to cook dinner tonight, or I need you to take the kids. I don't have kids, but please take the dogs.
It was powerful, man. It was so, I remember starting this, and my goal was to make $200 a month, and I was so on fire because I had no idea what anybody else was doing. I didn't have a team page. Wasn't following my upline on social media. I actually wasn't even on social media up until, I mean, a Facebook post here or there, but I didn't run my business off Facebook. When I started this, it was to compete with myself. It was to see, okay, let me bring $300 a month so I can take my baby to Great Wolf Lodge, or buy groceries without putting it on a credit card. I wasn't worried about what anybody else was doing. I was worried about myself and my own lane and my own journey. And I think so often we look at people's, including myself, I'm very guilty of this, of looking at somebody else's perfect life, that I felt like something was wrong with mine. So I didn't share it for a long, long time because it wasn't perfect. It was like, okay, wow, I'm home. Like, there's nothing exciting going on. So why share it? What y'all have to realize, I mean, she nailed it on the head. Like, clearly I'm trying to keep it together without sobbing, but being on fire for your business. Think about people that watch that, your customers that watch that, your people that want to join this business watching you being excited over your business. And that's celebrating the small wins. Don't focus on a promotion. Don't focus on a set amount of money you want to make a month. But celebrate the small wins. Celebrate that follow-up that you did, that you got a 6-pack of wax order, or follow up with that, or celebrate that party you booked. The small wins. I see so many of you guys beat yourselves up of, oh my God, I only sold 1,000 PRV this month. You sold 1,000 PRV this month, so be proud of that. Don't compare yourself to other people. Small victories and celebrating. That's something I used to do a lot, and I need to start doing it. Every time I got Scentsy paid, I would do something to celebrate the success of that month.
Yep. Danielle, I saw your question. She said, do you have any advice for someone in a rut mentally and in my business without a support system? So I want you to remember that you do have a support system. You have us. You have our leadership page. You have your team page. Reach out to me. Reach out to Katie. Reach out to anyone in this group. Okay? Reach out to me. I'll help you pull yourself out of that rut. Okay? When people are in ruts and they come to me, I'm gonna be a little, what's the word, Katie? Harsh. I'll be like,
no,
you better get
I
your
remember when
tail
she was like, I'm
embrace
gonna go do this and this, and I was sitting on the couch eating chips, and I'm like, damn it, now I gotta do it. Damn it, because Ray's doing it, I gotta do it now too.
Yeah, but you do have a support system, okay? Even if we're not blood related, we are still a family. And if any, that goes for anyone that's watching the recording, live, whatever. If you are in a rut, I get it. I've been there multiple times, okay? I was literally in a rut for 2 straight days, Saturday and Sunday. I literally, to be honest with you guys, I sat in my bed all day Saturday. I got up to eat and I got up to let my dogs out. I binge watched the entire Bridgerton series. Okay. I think there were like 12 episodes or something crazy. I literally did not get out of bed. And it was because I was in like a depressive state. I don't know where it came from. That's not normally me. And it followed into Sunday. And I realized Sunday afternoon, right around 11 o'clock, I was like, look, you need to get your ass up, go for a walk, and do something, because sitting in the same spot that I was sitting in was doing me no good except causing me to be more depressed. I couldn't even tell you really the reason why I felt that way. We all go through it. I don't care how happy someone looks on social media. They are going through something. They are going through something. Okay? So we are all going through something. Just some people share it. Some people are better at hiding it. And we are a family. So if you're feeling that way, I want you to reach out to one of us. Seriously. That's what accountability partners are for.
What do you guys think these team pages? And these team pages, y'all, I'm just going to be real with y'all. This leadership page, it's great to share tips and stuff, but if you're struggling, if you're in a rut, if you want people to help you, you have to ask for it. If you don't ask for it, just like a recruit or a party, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. These pages that we have aren't just for let's get up here and post because we have to. We're a family. We're not just let's book parties, let's get high sales, let's do all this, let's just sponsor all the people, let's promote. The point of these pages is through the good and the bad. There's going to be good, there's going to be bad.
Yep.
There's going to be good times, there's going to be bad times.
Exactly. And I want you guys to remember, I don't know what that is. I want you guys to remember,
I don't know if it's mine.
Is it? Hold on.
It's mine. I think it's mine. I think it's my
No, it's not. Remember that you cannot get to the top by yourself. There's no way. You cannot. And that's what we are here for, okay? We're here to lift each other up. That is literally what the term team means. We work together. We work together. We share ideas. We lift each other up when we're feeling depressed or down or whatever the reason may be. We're here to support each other. We're here to tell each other, hey, it's okay to have an off day. It's okay to take the day off. I told Courtney today, she posted on the leader or the director page, one of them was like, look, I'm in a rut. I said, take the day off. You're not going to die. Your business isn't going to die. Your teamies aren't going to die. Your customers aren't going to die. Take the day off. Take a day for yourself. Take a mental health day. I 100% believe in mental health days. When I was working for a corporate job, I wish we had mental health days. They are necessary for growth. So that's what this team, that's what our group is for, is to lift each other up, even on the days when we feel like we don't know what the heck we're doing. Okay?
Well, and leadership is hard. Every person up here is a leader above, meaning you have one team member or more. So not only are you running your personal business, but you're also guiding and showing others to do the same. Leadership is freaking hard, which is why we need each other to lead on the bad days. I mean, right now, there's Stacey Edwards up here, Kayla Welke. There were March and April and May were not good months for Kay. I was losing my mind. Had nothing to do with my business. I don't know what was going on, but I was not okay. I was not okay. And you need those people in your life to lean on and tell you, like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to have it all together. Like, yeah, you're still working your business, but you don't have to do all these things, and you can take a break and you can rest and you can get it together. Don't struggle. If you're somebody on this call and you're struggling, why are you struggling alone? Because I guarantee if you didn't know how to book parties, you'd reach out and say, hey, I can't get parties booked. Or, hey, can I borrow that flyer? Or, hey, do you have ideas on how to get PRV? But if you're struggling, don't hold that to yourself.
Katie, can I bounce off of you?
Yes.
So you made me think of this in an aspect. I think you said it in the last training on the fact of, if you're following someone on social media and you're getting overwhelmed and you're comparing, then you need to stop following them. And I truly, truly, truly believe that. Because I mean, I feel that sometimes I feel the need to like do everything. And I get messages too, because I share my entire life. If you follow me, I share literally everything all day long of my life. I've always been like that before Cincy, and it just continued with it. And I love the support, but sometimes it overwhelms me myself. Like sometimes all the messages of like, oh my God, you do so much, how can I do it? And my best response is stop comparing. And I think Katie and Rachel always touch base on that, is like, stop comparing yourself to other people, because you may think that like, I can handle all of this so well, but I have nights where I'm crying because I can't handle my kids and I can't handle doing all the Cincy stuff and my house remodel. And yeah, you see all this stuff and you guys still see it on my stories when, I mean, I'll cry in my stories, whatever, but I'm just saying, I go off of what Katie says. If you're comparing yourself on social media, of all things, it's very easy to do. I do it all the time. Then you need to rewind and realize like, you're not in the same life as somebody else. Like, it's just different. Everyone's mental capacity, it's up to here. Rachel's had to talk me off the ledge from wanting to quit like 5,000 times. So I have called her not even a month or two ago, and I was just like, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done. I can't do it. And she's like, take 1 hour. And it's great because now when people reach out to me and they're like, how do you handle all of this? I can't handle all of this. I'm able to respond the way Rachel did with me. And I'm like, take 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day is all you need to be successful. And it like just, it's so much whenever you really listen to like other people tell you and help you to help other people, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah. And I mean, we have to realize that when you are watching someone on Instagram or social media or wherever you're watching them and you see them, you know, having all these wins, you also have to realize that most likely you guys are in 2 completely different seasons. Okay. They don't have wins every single day. Okay. They're going to go through a period where they're like, yeah, wins. And then all of a sudden they're going to go through a period where they're stagnant or they have to change something up. Like the winning season isn't all the time. It's not all the time. You're going to have seasons where you have to plant more seeds than what you have to plant more seeds. And then the next season, that's when all of the blooming is. And just because it's a winning season for Courtney doesn't mean it's a winning season for me. So we also have to look at it like that. Like, we are all in different seasons, and that is exactly why you should not compare. Plus, you don't know exactly what's going on behind camera. Okay? And Danielle, I wanted to also go back to that because you said that the group pages can be intimidating. I want you to post on it. Okay? That's the only way that you're going to get more comfortable with that page. Okay, Katie and I do not allow negativity on that page. So if there's anyone negative, they will be removed. I don't care who they are. I don't care what title they are. I don't care any about that. Like, we're not doing negativity. So just post on that page. I promise you, someone is going to respond to your post. Okay?
And another thing too.
I think it's intimidating because you're not familiar with it. You know, you haven't put yourself out there to get comfortable with the other people. And it's intimidating because you might not necessarily know the people in that group, right? Go ahead, Stacey.
I was gonna say too, when people say that like team pages are intimidating, and I can see where they can be overwhelming, but think about how intimidating it can be for one leader to try and run a team page for everyone. And I can say this for myself because I'm very consistent on my team page. Like, I make sure that, you know, I'm sharing what I'm doing constantly, and it can be intimidating for people to not participate. So if you're feeling like overwhelmed or in a rut, there's probably someone else on that team page that feels that way. So if you're not putting yourself out there and saying, hey, look, I'm in a rut today, like, what can I do? Or, you know, what are you guys doing to get you out of a rut? Then someone else in that page is going to relate to you, or someone who's been in your situation or in your shoes or in that rut with you can help pull you along, because like, you know, Ray said, that we are a community and, you know, we are a family. So even if you don't have support outside of it, you know, people don't know that you're struggling unless you know that you're struggling. I know that for a fact. You know, I don't just text someone and say, hey, look, I'm struggling today. That's really hard for me. But if I don't tell my accountability partner I'm struggling, then she won't know I'm struggling and she doesn't know to help me. So if you don't have that accountability partner yet, I would definitely try to reach out to someone, whether you do it on the leadership page or, you know, at the regular team page, and just say, hey, look, here's a little bit about myself. Does anyone else, you know, can relate to me? And you just never know. Some of the, you know, my best accountability partners have come from that. We don't have this, we have the same upline, but we don't have like the same team, if that makes sense. And we help each other a lot like that.
I have to say something about the intimidation thing. So I hate going live on leadership pages. Like, I hate it because I get so nervous and like break out in hives. And today I did it, and I shared it to 4 different pages, and it made a huge impact on so many people. And I didn't think that it would. Almost to now where I probably should make a YouTube channel just to post it because so many people are asking me about it. Like, it's okay to be intimidated, but to get out of being intimidated is to do something scary, do something big that you normally wouldn't do.
Yep.
So I'm gonna hold on a second. How do I
Come on, Brittany, bring the
Look at
heat.
baby mama.
I'm gonna start my video and scare the hell out of y'all. Y'all ready?
Ain't no way. You're so hot. You're such a hot mom.
Girl, not right now.
Times change. Is that what you said?
Her microphone. You muted yourself, Brittany. Unmute yourself.
Shoot. I was saying times are rough over here. But I was gonna talk about, there was a couple of things I wanted to say, but I feel like I don't get intimidated by the pages, but it is overwhelming for me because the higher up that you get, I feel like you're added to more groups. So you're added to a couple different leadership pages, director pages, what have you. And for me, you know, when I have a list of things that I need to do and accomplish for the day, and I'm getting on to make my post because I do all my parties. Oh, you like the towel on my head? Thanks. So I do all my parties in groups on Facebook. So when I get on Facebook, I have all these notifications from, all my Cincy pages. And it's so overwhelming to me because I feel like if I sit down to catch up on all of the things going on these pages, I'm going to get behind on all of these other things. And I get on and I see, all these people being shouted out and all these people doing lives. And then I put pressure on myself like, oh my gosh, I need to step it up and I need to be doing what they're doing. So I go back to the comparison. And for me personally, I really, really had to step back from these groups and really not focus on them. So for me, when I'm struggling or I have an idea to share, I'll utilize these pages. But every day, I'm not focusing on spending a lot of time, really diving into these pages because it's just too overwhelming and it's not benefiting me in ways that it should, if that makes any sense. So I just, like I said, I go there when I need help, or if I've done something that I think will benefit other people, I go and share it. But I've just really had to step back from those groups and kind of set some boundaries because it was like too stimulating for me, honestly. It was like I was just so overstimulated with, keeping up with 5 different pages, my parties that are going on, my own team page, my own team's leadership page. Like it was just too many outlets for me. So, and it all results back to the comparison thing. And Katie and Ray Ray both know, like, it's weird with Cincy because I've never, ever, ever been one to compare myself to other people. But with Cincy, I'm like Courtney Stewart. Oh my gosh. Every day I'm watching her lives on Instagram and I'm thinking, how the hell do you do what you do? She doesn't stop. And then I'm like, I'm getting discouraged and getting discouraged and getting discouraged. So yeah, comparison is a thief. And your journey is your journey for a reason. But I wanted to also comment on from in the beginning, Courtney, I know you do, but you're still a boss and you're very inspiring. I've been in a rut lately and I've had a hard time getting motivated and I fell out of love with the process of Cincy. I really have. And you could ask Ray Ray and Katie on their Google form they sent out. I think they had on there like, what's your why or your reason or whatever. And I honestly commented on it and I said, I don't know right now. I need to do some soul searching because I just got to a point where I was like, why am I here? Like, why am I doing this? What do I truly want from it? Because I've just got so in a rut that I wasn't enjoying it anymore. I haven't really been enjoying much of anything. So I'm really working hard to pull myself out of it. But I've been talking with my husband and, I feel like so many of my days I do things half-assed. And at the end of the day, I'm like, why did I not take 15 extra minutes to really do that job successfully than half-ass it? And I always say to Seth, if this is how good it is doing things half-assed, how good could it be if I really put my best foot forward? So that's like my biggest goal this year is reminding myself. And when I get in these ruts and I have no motivation, to constantly say to myself, if this is how good it is doing it half-assed, how good could it be if I gave it my all? And that's all I have to say.
I want to validate your feelings on like being overwhelmed with all of the group notifications. I totally get that. And I only go on the leadership, the director page. Honestly, okay, I will also be honest. I am only attentive to our director page and our leadership page. Yes, I'm on Chloe's leadership page and director page, but I don't really go there. I have the notifications turned off for that group. And I only go to it if I need something. And of course I have my team page and then my VIP page, but I will say I totally get the being overwhelmed with all of the group pages. And I only go to them once a day. And that's when I check up, whether it's in the morning or at night. I go to it once a day. And that's when I see, okay, who shouted who out? I'm going to say, hey, congrats. And then I do it with my team page too. I go to my team page maybe twice a day. And it has helped so much with my anxiety and my notifications and whatnot. I also turned off recently, within the last month, I turned off my notifications on my phone as well. Now, that I can't tell if I like it or if I don't like it, because I don't get notifications at all. If someone goes live, I don't get a notification. So that's kind of been like strange for me, and I'm still working out if I like it or not, but that might be something that helps with you guys. Another thing that I did not know my Apple phone could do was literally, I don't even know how I did it, but somehow I did it. Anyway, at 8:00 at night, actually, yeah, it's 8:00 at night, my phone goes on like sleep mode, and it literally blocks all of my notification. You can pick certain people. You can pick certain people to like bypass this blockage. Yeah, it is do not disturb, but I don't really know. I think it is sleep mode, because it literally tells me an hour before bedtime, and bedtime, and literally I won't get any notifications until the very next morning at 8 a.m. So if that's something that's also y'all are struggling with, try that out, because that has been a game changer, because I found myself picking up my phone all the time. Literally, go look at how many times you pick up your phone and how many times you're on a certain app. It's ridiculous. So
you nailed it on the head
that's
too.
something.
Like, if you haven't reflected, and I do this at the end of the year, so I've already done this. If you have not reflected on what trigger, I suffer with anxiety and depression and have been off my medication since I've been pregnant. And surprisingly, it has been going very well. But before I stopped my medication, I had to say, what is my trigger? What triggers me? Like, what triggers me to get me in the panic, to get me off course, to not be productive? Because when I was a nurse, I was very productive because I didn't have time to message anybody or do anything. I didn't have time. So I reflected what triggers me. And it was, as soon as I get up, I check my phone. I'm on my phone while I'm in bed before I go to sleep. I'm on my phone during the day, returning somebody's text. They want to know what I put in my mail outs. They want to know this. They want to know this. I would get so sidetracked. So starting January 1st, my business hours are 9 to 3. So my do not disturb, it is on night too, but you can set it during the day too. It's from 9 to 3. When I have my little checklist I do for my business, and it's per day. So, like, I'm just going to give you an example because tomorrow's Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm going to book two parties. My phone will not come off do not disturb, and I will not get on Facebook or Instagram until I book 2 parties. It's a bargaining tool for myself, almost like a reward, right? But I would get and you're going to find as you grow your team and your group, I get 1 million Instagram messages, 1 million Facebook messages. My team, my customers are messaging me. And I'll text them back, and then before you know it, somebody tagged me on something on my team page. I need to go answer that question, and my 2 parties want to get booked. So my personal business was suffering while my anxiety was on a high. My business, but I can't because I'm too busy doing all this other stuff. So I said all that to say this: turn your phone off. There are some days. Poor Jay Lassiter, he'll text me because I don't even have him coming through. I'll turn my phone on where I can get messages, and it's freeing, y'all. It's a freeing feeling. I think it was last Monday. I was done by like 10 o'clock on my task, and I'm like, what do I even do? And it's been like that the same week, this week. I'm like, God, what am I supposed to do? All my stuff is done. Nobody's going to die if you don't answer them right away. Turn your notifications off on the team page. Like Ray said, my team page, Leaders with a Dream and Directors with a Dream, is priority. That is where I have notifications set. There's no need to tag me in 1 million posts because I set aside time at the end of my afternoon before my business hours end to go and look and answer questions or comment or do whatever I need to do. I don't care if people tag me 100 times. I'm not answering it until I'm done my personal stuff. Also, in those hours, I also make time to eat lunch and get on my bike or go outside for a walk. Don't let your business run your business. You are in control over your response. So
Aisha said it perfectly.
What's that? Stop at it.
Is that your computer?
Yeah, I think it's my computer. You are in charge of your business. So if it's stressing, acknowledge that social. It's not a bad thing to say groups stress you out. They stress me out, but guess what? I just ignore them. Because if they really need an answer, they'll text me. If it's really life or death, they'll text me. So you don't have to be a slave to your phone. And in fact, I challenge you to do the opposite. My goal this year is for every Sunday, I get a thing on my phone that tells me my screen time for the week. And when I saw it before the new year, I was sick to my stomach to see how many hours I spent on my phone per day. Sick. And my goal is to get it down. Because guess what? You know who's really important to me? The people in this household. The people in my house. My customers can wait a hot minute. They don't need an immediate response. My team doesn't need immediate response. My leaders, my directors, they don't need an immediate response. And at the end of the day, you don't need to be either. You're not a robot. You're not Google. You're not Alexa. And you're not Siri. You're a human being. You shouldn't be an automatic response. So.
Yep. All right, y'all. Well, that's the end of it. I know we've been up here for a long time, and my phone's at 5%.
Get to the charger.
So, I hope you guys loved Kacia speaking, because me and Katie wanted something different to start off the new year and to kind of get your brains moving. And you guys hear from us and other leaders all the time. So why not pick someone who, first of all, has her personality and hype that she does. And second of all, she's very well known. She has her own podcast. I will post all of that so you guys can subscribe to her podcast and follow her on social. She's super uplifting, y'all. She has a Facebook group that you can be a part of. She has a pump up text list that's free. You get random texts from her that like pumps you up. And yeah, she's awesome. So, all right, guys. We love you guys.
I got to do a boomerang. Wait a minute. It's 2 pages, so let me go back a little bit so my double chin ain't in.
Tell us when to shake.
All right, hold on. It's gonna be 2 pages because I can't get everybody on one page.
Okay, well, we'll do it twice because we don't know which one we're gonna be in.
All right, what you want to do?
Tell us when to shake.
Oh, we're shaking our booties?
I mean, I'm just gonna do a little jiggle.
Okay, y'all jiggle, okay? I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was so bad because I jiggled my phone. Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm not going to jiggle. Y'all just jiggle. Okay. I just got this. Okay. Ready, set, go. All right, that was page 1. Oh, wait a minute. Where'd page 2 go? Okay. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right, page 2. Y'all don't even know who y'all are, so.
I know.
Y'all just jiggle again. All right. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. All right.
All right, bye, y'all. I love you guys.
Love y'all.